Hey,
What do you
buddy.
know, man?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Doing all right.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Are you happy tomorrow is Friday?
I am.
Me too.
Good deal.
Good deal, man. So tell me, um, what do you want to start with today?
Oh, I had not thought about that. Um, let's wish you were here. I mean, let's do imagine.
Great. Great. I concur. 'Tis a lovely song indeed. So,
So I was practicing with the single notes,
mm-hmm.
um, and then sort of realizing that the power chord just adds that next string.
Yeah. Cool. Did you start playing it with the power chord?
I have played with the power chords a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
it's harder.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like I get that two separate notes instead of really playing them together.
Right.
And I'm trying to like only hit those strings, and and that's okay,
Yeah.
I guess.
There, I have I have a suggestion if you're interested. So I'm sure you've seen people pick with their fingers before, right? Like this kind of stuff, you know? And if you're ready for this, that's cool. If not, that's also cool. But you could play with your thumb and your index finger together like this, or you're just doing this, right? Yeah. So, and that way you get them at the same time. So you get that G5. How does that feel? Yeah. Sounds good.
I guess I've got to play the right two strings.
It helps.
That sounds better. That actually does sound a lot. Um, it sounds like one thing instead of.
Is that maybe more of what you wanted, right? Or
I I mean I don't know. I so I had gotten as far as like trying to strum quickly and then resting my finger on the third string,
right. Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I'll try both of them.
And there's another way too, that's also kind of interesting, I think, and that's if you when you and this may be a little trickier, but just to give you all the options. So when you're playing a power chord, obviously you know that four of the strings are muted, right? So if we go to the G5, which is the first chord of Imagine, right? There's another trick, and I'll just lay it on you and see how it feels, and you can say "fuck you" if it doesn't feel right, you know. Um, but what
Okay.
you do is, so your first finger, you're fretting that G note, right? That third fret.
Yeah.
But then you're also lightly resting it on the other strings, and you're muting them, right? So then when you have your third finger in place for the 5 part of the G5, because if you notice if you look at my hand, when that third finger is playing, it's before this. So this will ring out, but the rest of it will be muted. So it would sound like this if you played it slowly. It'd be like this, where they're muffled. And the advantage of that is you can strum without worrying. You can just go like, and you also get the added percussive sound of the other 4 strings when you whack it with the pick or with your fingernails. Yeah, it's a little, it's pretty tricky.
That one ring now.
I know.
The ring.
I know, man. It's tricky, but you know.
So it does fuck you.
Yes, I was waiting for a fuck you, man. That's the first one. I'm gonna frame it and put it on my fridge. Doug, you know what? Fuck you. I love it, man. Yeah. So, you know, so those are kind of the main options there, you know, and I get it. You know, you get different sounds doing different things. But you know, one of the great things about Imagine is it's mostly G5 to C5. That's most of the song, you know?
Yeah.
So, and luckily that's a pretty simple transition, you know, going from G5 to C5, you're just moving it. Yeah, and can you raise up the neck a little bit where I can see your left hand just a little? Yeah, okay. Yeah. And yeah, that looks pretty good. And you see how my hand is, the finger is just kind of hanging out there, that middle finger. Yeah, and that's what I told you about Clapton. When he plays like that, it really is fuck you, and it's pretty cool. You can see it in tons of videos when he's just, you know, doing his power chord has that rigid digit there, and it's very.
I didn't know what you meant.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant by that?
That's what I meant by it. When you watch him play, every now and then you'll see him do like the fuck you, and that's just how he does it. You know, he's an imperialist. You know.
So are the power chords always just the 2 notes?
Well, the first version is, yeah. They always have the 2. It's always that same shape, and by shape, what I mean is there's a space in between, you know, and it moves around, right? There is one more version of the power chord where you add your pinky. It's not necessary, but so for example, if you do G5, you would put your pinky on that 5th fret of the D string, and it looks like this. So it just has more balls to it, you know? But it's not.
Like that?
I can't quite see. The box is in the way. Yeah, but your first finger needs to be on the E string. Oh, I'm sorry, you're playing C. You're playing C. I thought, yeah. That's right. For C, that's right. That's right.
E. I was playing C. I meant to be playing G. So that.
Okay, I can't quite see. Could you? Yes, that's it. And it's got more meat to it. But, you know, it's a little more challenging because that pinky is the weakest one, you know?
Yeah.
But...
Yeah.
Man, the other great thing about power chords, and let me know if I'm giving you too much here, but the power chord can move anywhere up the neck, right? Based on on the E string and the A string and even the D string. So another way to play it is if you want to go from G5 to C5, you would go to the 8th fret. And then you're just sliding up and down. And that might, you know, so you slide up to where your first finger is on that 7th or that 8th fret.
That's an easier
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because
up high in the neck.
it's different with each player, right? And so what's great about it, man, is the way I do it is when I slide, you just when you slide, it's like you think of a brake caliper in your car, right? You're just squeezing, and then you release just enough where you're touching the string, and you slide up or down, and then squeeze again. You know? Imagine there's no heaven.
Oh, 8, not 9.
Yeah.
And there's no heaven.
Nice.
Easy if you try. No hell below us.
Yeah.
The open sky.
Yeah. So you like the way that feels?
I actually kind of do,
Great.
rather than.
I like that you like that.
I mean, not that jumping up a string is that hard,
It is trickier though.
but playing those two, I don't know.
So here's the good news, Scott. You could play the whole song based on the E string.
Hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about where the notes are on the neck. Have you studied that at all yet?
Um, Not really,
Okay.
but I mean, I understand that each fret is a half step.
That's right. And did you ever play piano? I think you said you played horn or something.
I played horn. I played piano when I was a little kid. I mean, I understand that, not every note has a half step.
Okay. Perfect. Then the way that I like to teach it is I'll teach you the exception and then the rule, okay? So it's every other fret to switch notes, natural notes, except E to F and B to C. Those are one fret apart. So, for example, open E, you know that one really well.
Yep.
F is the first fret. There's no space in between. Skip a fret, you go to G. Skip another fret, you go to A, so you'll be at the 5th fret. Skip another fret to B. That's C. Yeah, so
I was going on up.
okay, cool. Yeah, so you got it. C, skip a fret D, and then when you get to that octave, you're at the 12th fret. That's the E again. Yeah, and you probably should have like 2 dots.
Yeah.
On your fretboard. Yeah, and so you could play, and you just flesh that out as a bar chord, or sorry, as a power chord. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. And I think you know what's in between.
So can I do open on my E string and 2nd fret on my A string? Is that a power chord?
Show me what you mean. Let me see your left hand. Okay, so that's an E5. Mm-hmm. And then what was the other one? You're going to go over to the A string with the same pattern?
I was just playing with it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so then this would be A5.
Okay.
And then over again would be D5. Yeah. But one of the great things about guitar is we have something called position playing, right? So here on the 5th fret of the E string, that's an A. And it's the same pitch as the open A, right?
Yeah.
So the guitar is unique. You can play the same pitch in different places on the neck. And so what we end up doing is when we're doing chord progressions, we're looking for efficiency, right? So maybe it's you don't want to go all the way down to play an open chord when you could play a version that's closer to where you are. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah. So that's one of the really cool things about it is you can't do that on the piano. Each note is different, right? But guitar,
Right.
yeah, guitar, it has that special quality about it. So yeah, I don't know. So if you were playing, so back to Imagine. So there's G5, which is the one you know,
5.
and if you slide up to the 8th fret, that's going to give you C5. And then when you go down to the E5, where he goes, imagine all the people.
Yeah.
That E5, you could play it open, like we talked about last week, or you can play it at the 12th fret, and that's an octave higher, based on that E string. And it's up to you if you want to do that or not.
The people.
Imagine all, and then people has A5. People.
Which is back to the 8.
The A5 is actually, if you're going to be on the E string, the A5 will be on the 5th fret. People. Imagine all
the people.
Yeah. And then so here's a cool trick you can do. So you're at the 5th fret now. If you jump over to the A string, that's D5. Living for today. Yeah. Yeah.
Living for today.
Or alternately, you could play it at the 10th fret of that low E string. Living for today.
Living for today.
Yeah. Back to G.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's something to play around with. And like when you see, are you a Green Day fan at all? Do you like Green Day?
I like Green Day.
Me too. Yeah. They play the 2-finger power chord. You know, some artists use the 2, some artists use the 3. There's not a big difference because what you're getting, let's go back to the theory a little bit. So remember we said chords have a first name and a last name. The first name is the root, right? So let's go to G5 and here's the G major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's the octave, there's the next G. So when you play the 3-finger one, it's the 1, the 5, and the octave, or the 8. So it just gives it a little more depth. It doesn't change the color. It just gives it some balls, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a G5, is you play the G, and then the 5th note of that
Scale. That's right. It's G5, exactly. And the 5 gives it that 5 flavor. Yeah.
Know where that buzzing is coming.
I think it's coming from you.
Yes. I didn't know what I was doing. It was
I'm
awesome.
sorry, man. I couldn't
I
resist.
could say.
I had this kid, this 5-year-old kid, as a student, and he wouldn't say buzzing. He said fuzzing. My guitar is fuzzing, and I thought it was so cute. It's the same thing, you know? Yeah. So now he's probably an investment broker, and he's already got a cocaine habit. It was a long time ago, you know. But good on
Sweet.
him, you know. So, you know, if you're interested in using that low E string more to go up and down, you know, a nice thing to do would just be to go from G5 to C5 and just let it feel comfortable, you know? Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, and I think you got it. It's just, you know, if I take the neck out, I'm squeezing, sliding up, releasing a little bit, but keeping my fingers on the strings, just kind of
Yeah.
sliding up, you know. And you hear that sort of guitar squeaking sound, but I think it's beautiful. You know, like you hear it in recordings all the time, man. It's just part of what gives the guitar its tone color. Only classical players try to omit that, and I think they're fucking robots, honestly. I don't trust them, you know. Yeah. And then, you know, again, so it goes down to the E5. So you could opt into when you slide from C5, when you slide down, if you look at my hand, you could just do this. Watch, just go boom, E5. Imagine all the people. And then up to A. So imagine all the 5th fret people.
So it would be either imagine all the people.
Right.
So the B, and then the D.
Right. Then the D, and that's, you know, you could do it like we did last week where you're playing the open D and you're playing the 2nd fret of the G string. Or if you're going, imagine on the A5 on the 5th fret of the E string, people, then just slide it up to the 10th fret. Living for today. Yeah,
For today.
that's it, man. How. Yeah. Yeah, man. But I'm really impressed with your power chords, man. You've
It
picked it
actually
up.
feels a little more comfortable this time than yesterday.
You've picked it up quicker than most of my students, man. Most of my students really struggle with the stretch.
It's hard.
It is hard, man. But you know, there's one more hard threshold that's coming down the pike, and we won't do it today. But so just to give you an idea where that, because those power chords are considered like abbreviations. So I'll give you an example. So if I play that E5, the rest of the chord to make it an E major would be to play, E major, which is one you know, right? So you would take this shape. Yeah, let's hear it. Gimme. Yeah, beautiful. Nice, clean. So when you play, there's something called a bar chord.
Those sound tough.
And they
I've tried that a little bit.
have you, right? So like, so if we go to C, we go to G5, there's the power chord, the 2-finger, here's the 3-finger. The rest of it is this. And where your first finger is compressing down and barring across the
The
whole neck.
entire
And that's,
thing.
I will get you there. Now is not the time, but I will take you there, my friend, when the time is
Ugh.
right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. But I mean, based on how quickly you got the power cord going, I'm not worried about you, man. It's going to come in due time. It's going to be great. But what's cool about it is it opens up a whole realm of, okay, so just to give you like a taste of the future. So today we learned that you can play power chords all along that low E string, right? And you can play all of the pitches, right? Here's A sharp, B, C, C sharp. You can keep going, right? Well, when you learn the power chord, so E major has this shape. E major has this shape. So then so this would be a G major. And then within that same chord, you can make it a G minor or like a G7. And what's cool about it is when you get past the strength and the finesse of it, the shape is really simple and it's universal. So it's really cool. You can play the same chord shapes, but you're getting different chords. And so once you get over that hill, it becomes a lot easier and the guitar becomes much more logical, you know?
okay.
Yeah, so, and it's pretty great, man. I love bar chords. I've got a student right now, she's 55 and she has very small hands, but she got bar chords too. At first it was a little tricky and now she's like a pro, dude. So, but we're not even there right now, you know?
Okay.
It's not even necessary. I love the way you're playing. It sounds really smooth. I can tell you've been playing, having fun with it, and the singing is great. It sounds good with it. It's cool, man. It's really cool. Nice work.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's really, I love seeing it.
Nice.
Have you been playing anything else?
I did try the Happy Birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been doing my, three major chords that I know, trying to get that D to come fluently and easily.
So I've got a small confession, Scott. Yesterday was my birthday.
Happy birthday, Doug!
Thank you. I'm wondering if you would play Happy Birthday for me. You see what I did there? You see what I did? That's some holistic shit.
That was
Thank you.
Yes. That's good.
20 years in the business.
Let's see. You're gonna have to help me with the chords. So
Happy. So your starting pitch is that on the D string, second fret. Happy. And you're gonna play the, and then it's the A.
Happy birthday
To
to
E.
E. You.
Stay on E. Happy
Birthday
Now to A.
to you.
Stay on A.
Happy birthday.
You got it.
Dear Bucket. Bucket.
Oh, dear
Bucket.
And then go to A. Oh,
Exactly.
E.
Happy birthday.
E.
Oh, then now this was the weird one.
Yeah,
Right?
so E.
Oh, just back to
And back to
Yeah.
A. Ended on A.
I thought there was like a.
At the end. Oh, you're so good. You read my PDF. And then it goes to A7 and many more.
A7.
A7, yeah. Have you done that one yet?
No.
It's super easy. Just play your A. And wait, you do your A different than me. What it is, so that's A. So your first finger, you're going to lift it up, and that's going to be open. So you're going to have that. Yeah. And that right there, that pitch is what makes it a 7 and gives it that flavor. And that's the 7th pitch of the scale. And many more. Yes. Thank you. I can now be 48 years old.
48.
48. It's getting up there, man.
That is getting up there. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Nice work, man. And I think the cool thing about Happy Birthday is it's really easy to memorize. I think you could memorize it, you know?
And you'll actually have opportunities to sing it.
Yeah, I've done it so many times, especially I host open mics, and often someone will say, you know, it's so-and-so's birthday, will you do Happy Birthday? And it's the easiest thing. And it's like a money shot because people love it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of asshole doesn't clap after you play Happy Birthday for someone?
I've never met him.
That was all key.
Excuse me, I think it's a 9th chord, not a 7th. Yeah. By the way, there's a joke about jazz. Maybe you know this joke. Maybe it'll make sense, and maybe it's a terrible joke. But a rock guitar player plays 3 chords in front of 10,000 people. A jazz guitarist plays 10,000 chords in front of 3 people.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. That joke telegraphed itself.
Did it work? Cool.
It did.
And so, you know, you're Woody Guthrie, man. What is it? 3 chords and the truth?
That's right.
You don't even need the truth now, man. Right?
Don't say it.
Yeah. I said it.
Don't say it.
I said it, man. Yeah.
Truth still matters.
I agree. You know, we're Gen Xers, man.
Your punk ancestors will.
Fuck yeah, man. The truth still matters, brother. Yeah. So, I was gonna say, are you still playing the blues at all, or are you still playing that blues bass line?
Yeah, I was just warming up with it before we got on.
Cool. Can you do it for me real quick?
I can.
Nice.
What?
Yeah. Boom. Meow, meow, meow. Yeah! That was great, man. Really smooth, really clean. Nice job. I'm gonna let you in a little bit more to the inner sanctum of musicians, okay?
Mm.
So when you make a creative little flourish that wasn't part of the song, you could just say that was a jazz note. You just threw in a little jazz note, man, just to keep people on their
Jazz,
toes.
little experimentation
Yeah,
jazz.
man, I meant to do it. Yeah, that's really nice, man. Good job, dude. Um, yeah,
Not quite there to bending yet.
it's coming, man. I can feel it. All in due time, young man. Yeah. Great job today, man. Good work. Yeah, that was really fun.
Well, it's staying fun, so
Great.
that's the goal.
That's the number one thing. Do you have any more questions before I let you go?
Uh, nothing, nothing off the top of my head.
Okay. Cool. So now, whenever you're ready, um, we could go a few different ways. If you think of another song you'd like to learn, I could do a power chord arrangement for you. Or if you're interested in learning some little riffs, just a few little notes like Blister in the Sun or something. So you don't have to tell me now. You can think about it.
Well, you certainly know how to entice him.
Ow! Yeah. Um, like, Seven Nation Army. And Seven Nation Army has power chords in it. It's got a little single string riff, but then it's got a few power chords, and I know you can already do those. So,
Cool.
do you think you might want to try some riffs next time? Or one riff, or we can stay where we're at too. Just checking in with you.
I mean, I don't see an issue with trying it. If it doesn't work, then
Cool. Yeah,
take it back and try it later.
exactly, man. I like to give you a lot of fun little things to work on, so if you get bored by one thing, you can kind of go back and
And
forth.
that is nice. So I'm not just doing the same boring thing over and over again.
Yeah, you're not addicted to Adderall, so you're not going to just be focusing on one fucking thing all day, right?
It's true.
I don't trust people like that either, honestly. I mean, I trust them with my taxes, but not with my music.
Or like to be an 18-year-old or 12-year-old or whatever. Yeah,
Okay.
they can certainly do something for 14 hours.
They can. And it is really cool to see those prodigies play, but I feel so bad for them because I think in most of the cases, there's an angry parent and there's a lot of dysfunction there. The one example I can think of is Stevie Wonder. He was a prodigy and he's still amazing. He's one of the few that broke through as an adult.
I mean, I forget that he was even a child star, but yeah,
I know.
Stevie Wonder.
I have a Apple Music subscription and I put in Stevie Wonder and there was some little Stevie Wonder and I was like, holy shit. Incredible. Harmonica, everything, drums, everything.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I think he played everything on Songs in the Key of Life.
He did, man. He did.
Which is
ridiculous.
Amazing record.
Ridiculous, man.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. And each one of his instruments has a unique style. When you hear harmonica by him, you know it's Stevie. Nobody plays harmonica like him. Nobody sings like him. Nobody plays drums like him. I fucking hate him.
That bastard.
That motherfucker. Yeah. That should have been me, Scott.
You son of a bitch.
Well, cool, man. I'm gonna let you go. I've got a little sheet of a few riffs that I'll send you, and then we can also talk about basic tablature, how to read tablature. Super easy and it's super intuitive, and I think it'll be a nice next step.
Cool.
All right, man. I hope you have a great weekend, my friend.
You as well.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too, buddy. I'll see ya.